Day 4, Friday 21st of May 2010, and we're on our way to Tupelo, standing in the queue for the Greyhound bus down to Tupelo. Pretty busy sort of set up here, but we're assuming it's going to work out okay. This is, of course, Marian's pilgrimage, so we're going to have to play it by ear when we arrive there. We decided not to take a kind of package tour to Tupelo, just to go by the Greyhound bus, but it's going to work out okay. We know what we're going to do when we get there. Well, we are now in Tupelo. The bus journey was okay. We're in the visitor centre at Tupelo. The bus journey was actually kind of funny in the sense of, like Inverness, it was like that, except that when you go to Inverness, the folk don't talk to each other, and it's like a church across here. They're all yak yak yak. It's like being in the pub. We're now in the visitor centre, and that's an original Elvis jumpsuit right there. We're going to catch a cab out to the Birthplace Museum. We thought we could walk it, but we're not going to risk it, so we'll take a taxi out there, and then we'll come back into town and see where that takes us from there. But very, very quiet here. I don't look like it's going to be out at the Elvis Presley Birthplace Museum, but we're going to find out pretty quickly. And here we are. We're at the birthplace of Elvis, Birthplace Museum as it's now called, and there's a little shack there where he was born, 8th of January 1935. Two of the kind of landmarks here that stand out are the wee shack right there, and just through this way, the other white building we can see there, I'll just zoom a bit, is the family church where the family worshipped when Elvis was a child. He left Tupelo at age 13. The church has actually in fact been moved to this museum park. It's not its original location, but it was close by. So we're now about to go in and do the grand tour. I think it's going to take us a couple of hours because there's a lot to see, but I know that Marian's waited a long time to do this, so we'll just take our time as we meander around. And that's our introduction. We're actually inside the original Assembly of God Pentecostal Church, the old wooden built church that the Presley family worshipped in since before Elvis was born until they left Tupelo for Memphis. It's been really, really interesting, as much as there's been a film reenactment of a service from the early 1940s where Elvis's family and the 7 or 8 or 9-year-old Elvis would have attended. It was really, really, really good. It was projected onto all 3 walls of the church. The seating that we see here is not original, but you see the pulpit right there is the original pulpit. I think Marian it was one of these kind of Bible punching services that were kind of characteristic of the Pentecostal church at the time. And the wooden outer building is the same. It was moved here a couple of blocks to be in the same Birthplace Museum site. But that's been a really, really good start to what's going to be a superb afternoon. We're now inside the Elvis Presley Memorial Chapel, which was built by donations from family and friends. It opened about 2 years after he died. It was opened in August 1979. And all the stained glass windows we see here have a very special meaning. We just read about that. There's the plaque inscribing exactly what the chapel's about, the donations made by family and friends. And here we have a spectacular stained glass window here. I don't know if services are still held here. I imagine they are on special occasions, but it's all very, very well done. Well, we have almost completed an absolutely fascinating tour of Elvis Presley Birthplace Museum. We're standing just now outside the shack where he was born. We've just been through there, pushing in behind Robert Burns's house in Mauchline and Burns Cottage in Allaby and so on and so forth, but it's not quite like that, but it puts me in mind of it. There's the actual plaque there, just stating that he was born here. The shack here is what's called the Walk of Life, granite stones marking all the significant points in his life. up until the age of 13 when the family moved to Memphis. Beyond Marion is the original church the Presley family worshipped in Tupelo. We've been through that and had some previous clips of that. Just over Marion's shoulder there is a statue, a memorial statue raised by friends. A statue of Elvis as a 13-year-old boy. And beyond the statue is the Memorial Chapel, also not open until I think 1979, something like that, maybe later than that, memory of Elvis. Right beyond the plaque is the story wall, the white, with various events in Elvis's growing up life, quotations from friends and so on and so forth. And next door to that is the museum. The one thing I'm not seeing, I can just see it now in actual fact, is between the plaque and the wall is what's called the Fountain of Life, and the upper spouts, there are 13 upper spouts marking the 13 years of Elvis's life in Tupelo, and 29 lower spouts marking his 29 years in Memphis. So that's a pretty comprehensive little diary of a visit here. It's been absolutely fascinating. Marion naturally has been quite emotional. I'm not saying I've had to wipe a few tears away, not too many, but a few tears away. But I'm sure she's looked forward to this day very much, and I think she really has enjoyed and appreciates being here. And I also have enjoyed and appreciated being here with her and with no one else. I just couldn't resist this piece of video from the gift shop. These cardboard cutouts are for sale in actual fact, and would you believe you can buy them non-talking or talking? So the mind just blows thinking about the talking. Is what did it say? We're not going to buy one. Marion wants one, but it wouldn't have fit in the case anyway, so I just couldn't resist taking a little video clip of that. They're absolutely fantastic. I wish they would play something. I wish you could hit a button and make them talk, but I don't think you can. Anyway, that's just another piece of record from our visit to the Elvis Birthplace Museum at Tupelo.
Right.
As a final
Aye, come on, there's writing on it.
As a final comment clip of the visit to the Elvis Birthplace Museum, this is a replica of the 1948 Plymouth car the Presley family travelled from Tupelo to Memphis in. Elvis's dad Bernie sold the wee shack, sold most of the belongings to get the money to move to Memphis, bought this wee car, loaded it with all the stuff, and travelled to Memphis in it. So that's the final image of what's been a great day at Elvis's Birthplace Museum at Tupelo.
Click it again.
Having completed the Birthplace tour, we've now come into downtown Tupelo as it's called, although it's not much of a town, the village more like it. This is where it all started, the Tupelo Hardware Company, owned then by George H. Booth, where Elvis's mother brought the young Elvis to buy him an 11th birthday present. And they came to buy a bicycle, but when they got here, Elvis spied a .22 caliber gun he wanted. And Elvis's mum was a bit kind of baroness sort of style thing. Was scared that he was hurt to sell it, refused to get him it, pointed him towards a guitar, which was sold to him by a legendary guy called Forrest L. Bobo, who was a long-time employee of Tupelo Hardware. So this is where it all began, and this is where we're finishing our tour off. Excellent. End of Tupelo day, and this is Beale Street on a Friday night. Quite different from other nights. It's ultra busy. And that's looking up the way, and that's looking down the way. Same both directions, and just to put this in context, there we are, there's the Western Hotel right there. That's how close we are to all the action. We never hear a sound in the hotel. That's how close we are to all the action. There are lots and lots of police presence, security checks, body searches, a whole lot going on a Friday night. So totally out of context with Tupelo, but that is the end of Tupelo day.